Tonight, the Kremlin's war narrative is collapsing under the weight of a devastating truth. For years, Russian propaganda has masked the real cost of the invasion of Ukraine, painting a picture of success and minimal casualties. State-controlled media has silenced any mention of staggering losses, maintaining an illusion of strength. But that illusion is shattering. Leaked internal documents from the Russian military have surfaced in the West, raw, unfiltered, and never meant for public eyes. These documents reveal a catastrophe, a military hollowed out, families left in the dark, and a leadership that has lied to its own people. The numbers tell a story of a nation bleeding its young men into the fields of Ukraine. This is more than a military setback. It's a profound betrayal. The truth, buried for so long, is now coming to light. Stark, brutal, and undeniable. Russia's war lies are collapsing. Leaked intel exposes catastrophic losses and the Kremlin's secret death toll. The story is no longer about territory. It's about a human cost so high it threatens the regime itself. The truth is out, and it cannot be put back in the box. From day one, the Kremlin has waged a war on truth, using state media as its primary weapon. News programs present Russian forces as liberators, setbacks as strategic moves, and deaths as mere incidents. Independent media has been crushed, international news blocked, and social media restricted. The goal: insulate the public from the war's horrors and ensure passive support for the Kremlin. Official casualty figures are laughably small, frozen for months to create the illusion of a low-cost conflict. These numbers aren't meant to inform, they're meant to pacify. Admitting the true scale of losses would spark outrage and expose military failure. But cracks have appeared. Stories of loss trickle back, cemeteries fill, and families search for answers. Social media groups for soldiers' families buzz with desperate pleas. The propaganda could shape a narrative, but it couldn't erase the empty chairs at dinner tables. The official story and lived experience were on a collision course. The dam of lies was bound to break. The dam broke this week. Highly classified documents from the Russian Ministry of Defense, dated September 2025, have been leaked. These are not outside estimates. They are the Kremlin's own secret accounting of death and destruction. The leak is a catastrophic failure for Russian security and a victory for truth. The documents are spreadsheets and reports, coldly quantifying human tragedy by unit, region, and time. They detail equipment losses and reveal a military in crisis. Intelligence agencies confirm the document's authenticity. The Kremlin's furious denials only underscore their significance. This revelation invalidates years of official statements and exposes the government's narrative as a deliberate lie. For families, it offers painful closure. For the world, concrete evidence of disaster. For Russians, it's a moment of reckoning. The numbers are no longer abstract. They are a ledger of lost sons, brothers, and fathers. The secret is out, and the consequences are just beginning. The leaked documents present a staggering tally: over 515,000 Russian military personnel killed. This includes regular soldiers, National Guards, and mercenaries. More than 500,000 lives lost in pursuit of the Kremlin's ambitions. The wounded number over 850,000, many with life-altering injuries. Combined, casualties approach 1.4 million, a catastrophic blow to Russia's military-age population. An entire generation is being maimed and killed, leaving a demographic scar for decades. Over 180,000 are missing in action, leaving families in perpetual uncertainty. The Kremlin's refusal to identify the dead or communicate with families deepens the crisis. Material losses are equally devastating. Over 15,000 tanks, 28,000 armored vehicles, and hundreds of aircraft destroyed. The Russian army has been gutted, not by a superpower, but by Ukrainian resistance. The cost, in blood and treasure, is ruinous. The contrast between leaked truth and Kremlin fiction is breathtaking. The last official Russian casualty figure, just under 6,000 killed, hasn't changed in over a year. Meanwhile, internal documents show over 515,000 dead. This isn't a miscalculation, it's a national-scale lie. The number 6,000 is manageable. 515,000 is a catastrophe that could shatter public morale and threaten Putin's power. The same deception applies to equipment losses. State media ignores or denies them, while generals know the truth. Two sets of books, one for the public, one for the regime. The government fears its own people's reaction to the truth. The gap between propaganda and reality is now exposed for the world to see. The Kremlin is losing not just on the battlefield, but in its war on truth. Official numbers are fantasy. The leaked documents are brutal reality. The mask has fallen. Amid the Kremlin's lies, the I Want to Live project has become a beacon of truth and hope for Russian soldiers. Started as a Ukrainian hotline for safe surrender, it's helped thousands escape the front lines. Surrendered soldiers bring first-hand accounts of chaos, corruption, and catastrophic losses. Their testimonies corroborate the leaked data, exposing the Russian military's failures. The project is now suspected as a possible channel for the leaked documents. Its network reaches deep into Russia, connecting with disaffected soldiers and families. Someone, horrified by the scale of losses, may have used these secure channels to expose the truth. The project's success highlights deep fractures in the Russian war effort. Thousands trust their enemy more than their own commanders. On the front lines, soldiers know the official casualty counts are lies. I Want to Live has helped dismantle the foundation of Kremlin propaganda. After losing nearly 1.4 million men, the Kremlin's recruitment has grown desperate. Russia avoids a full draft, instead using coercion, summonses on subways, raids, and forced conscription. Prisons have been emptied, sending tens of thousands of convicts to the front as disposable shock troops. Survivors return home traumatized, further destabilizing society. Migrant workers from Central Asia are lured or coerced into service, often with threats or false promises. These men, with little connection to Russia, are used as cannon fodder. The state is running out of willing soldiers. Initial patriotic fervor has faded. The government now relies on coercion, preying on the vulnerable to fill its ranks. This is not a sign of strength, but of a regime devouring its own society. The army is now a patchwork of conscripts, criminals, and coerced migrants. The quality and morale of the force have plummeted. The human cost is staggering, but the financial cost is equally unsustainable. Military spending now consumes nearly 40% of Russia's federal budget, starving healthcare, education, and infrastructure. The war economy props up GDP with arms production, but it's hollow prosperity. Western sanctions are biting. Russia is cut off from key technologies and global markets. The country is liquidating its future to pay for the present war. Recruitment costs are spiraling. Huge bonuses and compensation for casualties drain the treasury. The government prints money to cover costs, fueling inflation and devaluing the ruble. Ordinary Russians see their savings evaporate and prices soar. The social contract, stability for prosperity, is broken. The sovereign wealth fund is nearly drained. Russia is mortgaging its future. The question is no longer if the economy will collapse, but when. The financial rot threatens the entire system. To grasp the scale of Russia's disaster, look to the past. The Soviet war in Afghanistan killed 15,000 over a decade, a national trauma that helped collapse the USSR. In less than 3 years, Russia's losses in Ukraine are over 34 times higher. The war began with dreams of quick victory, but devolved into a bloody quagmire. Like Afghanistan, the true cost was hidden by censorship and propaganda. Now, the return of coffins and the scale of loss are eroding the regime's legitimacy. Over 500,000 dead, nearly 1 million wounded. Russia is losing a generation. The demographic crater will haunt the nation for decades. Survivors return shattered, spreading trauma through their communities. A new lost generation is being created on an unimaginable scale. The leaked documents expose the bankruptcy of Putin's vision and the sickness at the heart of the state. The Soviet Union couldn't survive 15,000 deaths in Afghanistan. How can Russia survive over 500,000? The future hangs in the balance.